Alright, welcome back for day 3, lesson title 3. The title of today's lesson is Smoking Tobacco Use. The date is May 7th, 2013, 8 a.m. The National Health Education Standards that I'll be using today is 1, 3, 4, and 5. Students will comprehend concepts related to health promotion and disease prevention to enhance health. 3. Students will demonstrate the ability to access valid information, products, and services to enhance health. Students will demonstrate the ability to use interpersonal communication skills to enhance health and avoid the reduced health risks. That's education standard number 4. Health education standard 5. Students will demonstrate the ability to use decision-making skills to enhance health. National Health Education Standards Performance Indicator. Students will provide thorough knowledge of what is being taught. The student will demonstrate the ability to apply decision-making skill, resolve a conflict in order to benefit from the situation by being a thorough problem solver. Valued outcomes, what I want is the students will express thorough knowledge of smoking tobacco. Why is it bad? I want students will be able to apply their knowledge, explain health risk factors of smoking. So I want them to use what they learn about smoking, and I want them to research why it's bad, the health risk factors leading up from smoking. Students will explain why it is important to stay from smoking tobacco. This goes hand in hand with learning the health risk factors. Students should know why, by the end of the day, they should learn a little bit why they should say no to smoking tobacco. And what I'm going to do something a little differently. I'm going to have the students carry out a skit or play in groups to avoid peer pressure smoking situations. So I want probably groups of 3 or 4. We'll accustom or accommodate to however many students are in the classroom. I want them to, take a little bit, create a quick skit or play that involves one student, peer pressuring, maybe 2 students peer pressuring, and the other student, which is their goal is to avoid the situation, escape from the situation. So, description of the strategy. I'm going to create another PowerPoint, about smoking, why smoking tobacco is bad. I'm going to have the students read a handout about smoking that I will provide them. So I'm going to find a handout, I'm going to provide it to them, have them read it, take a little bit of notes. I know it's hard to concentrate, in middle school where you got to read and take notes. Well, it'll be a short handout, and it'll be very, very thorough, informationally rich. I'm going to have the students take notes or look for key points in that handout. So I want them to, look for things such as risk factors, I want them to, descriptions, general information about smoking. I want them to look at, statistics, how many people smoke, how many people have, submitted a survey where they smoke on average. And what goes along with this, I want them to provide the, info of the site. So I know where they're looking. I want to know if it's credible. If it's not just, you catch someone asking their parents, or I want them to submit the info of the site, so I know that it's credible. And what I also want is maybe have them share a personal lesson. I'm going to ask maybe if a student has, if they have a parent smoking, or maybe if they want to talk about, maybe they had a family member smoke, and maybe they experienced a problem with smoking. So, and this goes hand in hand with teaching. I feel that if I ask a student to share a personal lesson, the whole student body is going to listen. they're going to take into account, holy, you know, this person's sibling or family member, they experienced smoking and, you know, something happened to them. Whether, well, it's probably not good, but it's probably bad. So maybe that's a little scare tactic you can use to have them, you know, learn about smoking and not smoke. What I want to do then is, after they, you know, they read a handout and I explain to them a little bit, we'll discuss, you know, as a class, these risk factors. Express or explain what they found, or have the students explain what they found in the packet. You know, it's very information rich. I'll explain what the students found in the packet, or have them explain, you know, the risk factors that they found. We'll talk about the description, the general info, you know, maybe the statistics that they find. We'll all talk about it. We'll explain. I'll have them have a better understanding of what is going on. You know, maybe if someone's unclear or something, explain it to them better so they know. And then, you know, after I present my PowerPoint and they read the handout, and we discuss all this stuff right here, the information, and, you know, if someone shares a personal story, I'm gonna have them take out a pen and paper. And they're going to explain why it is important, you know, to learn about smoking tobacco and why it's bad to smoke tobacco. I want them to write down on a piece of paper 2 or 3 paragraphs, and I want them to use, you know, what I'm looking for is, okay, it's bad to, you know, smoke because of, and I want them to refer to the handout where we learn about risk factors, description, general info, statistics, you know, maybe a personal family experience that a student, you know, decided to share. For materials needed, we're gonna have the handout. We're gonna use pen and paper. We're gonna take some notes from the handout, and then maybe just maybe a computer lab if we need it to go, you know, do further research on smoking tobacco. Maybe I want them to go, you know, find some statistics, provide me with a credible site. Things along that line. For benchmarks, students are able to identify what smoking tobacco is, so they will do that. They'll find it right here in this handout. They'll explain the health risks of smoking tobacco. Again, they'll refer to the handout, and I want them to explain why it is smart to avoid tobacco. And again, I want to refer to what I taught them in the PowerPoint and what they learned and what our class discussion was on this handout. That's all I have for lesson plan 3. The title was Smoking Tobacco Use. It's for, you know, middle schoolers. That's what I designed this lesson plan for. That's all I have. So thank you.